Hello, everyone. We are so excited to present to you the very first live episode of the Live Well Kitsap Thrive podcast. My name is Lesli Dullum Taylor. I am the founder of Live Well Kitsap, and this podcast, along with my he's sort of my partner in crime. I feel like that's in our future.
We can go with that.
Okay. The brother from another mother, Brett, BC Fitness, Clark.
Fantastic. Yeah, you heard it. We're out here inspiring. We're going to be out here informing. We're out here having fun while we do it. And apparently, I don't know if you could tell from her tone, but I'm going to be the fun part of that sentence, the whole fun part of the structure. Yes, so between the two of us, we've got structure, we've got sarcasm, we've got strategy, we've got sweat, and hopefully somewhere in the middle, we're going to have some real life takeaways.
Exactly.
Yep.
So our big focus with Live Well Kitsap, and by the way, if you're not familiar with Live Well Kitsap, grab your favorite beverage, sit down, look at livewellkitsap.com, but don't do that yet because we want you to stay tuned. Our focus is on holistic health and well-being. And to that end, we're going to have a whole range of expert local guests that are just going to educate you and motivate you and hopefully inspire. And we can't wait for you to get to know them. We can't wait to be on this journey with you. The hope is that you will take some nuggets from each and every episode and just do something different. Drink some extra water or become curious about Eastern medicine, for example. We want you to be able to know that we are also a community well-being resource site, and whether you live in Kitsap or beyond, there's going to be some significant nuggets here for you. This is our launch episode. This has been months in the making. I want to thank this Yahoo next to me because
go for that.
Yeah, exactly. We've had meetings and sushi and a couple rounds in there to get us to this day, and I just could not be more excited. So thank you for being my co-host, my partner in future crime, and I'm just incredibly excited.
That's what I was hoping when we started this podcast, that we would get arrested eventually. So it sounds like we're well on our way.
I feel like that is somehow just somewhere.
It's waiting for us. Yeah.
It's waiting for us.
So I think before we get hard on inspiring people, because we're going to come after you. We're going to come after you hard to inspire you.
Yes.
Let's talk about how this whole thing even happened, because if you look at us on paper, you'd never guess we'd end up behind the same microphone.
True.
So that's the biggest challenge. So I think what we take a look at is that, I could say that we come from very different worlds.
We do.
Would you say?
Yes.
So I say, I'm on the side. I'd say you're more on the side that could say that you've got passion for helping others and you bring community together. Those are some things I wrote down for you real quick.
Thank you.
And I've got sarcasm and dumbbells. But somehow we both ended up in the wellness world. You from the inside out, and me from the I pick things up and put them down.
Yes. And the thing we do have in common is I love to work out. So even though that may be that's like your main jam. Mm-hmm. That's something I do almost every day. And it's something we're going to talk about. It's something we're going to advocate for, because I know none of us are getting younger. And working out and moving your body and strength training, man, it's just, I can't imagine my life without those things.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then also you're about growth and transformation.
Yes.
So that's the other side. And so loosely, I'm about growth and transformation. I'm about keeping people strong enough to live that life that they're transforming into.
Yes.
Your side. So you say holistic. That's going to be your buzzword. We're going to hear.
Yes, you're going to hear it a lot.
I think what we need to do, we're having a drinking game. Every time you hear her say holistic, we need to drink. But hopefully it's water, because you're going to get pretty hammered pretty quick. When we say holistic, you're going
what does that mean to you?
I would have to Google that. I don't Google anything.
No.
Chat GPT it.
I want Brett Clark's take on the word holistic.
I think mind, body, spirit. I think there's not just one modality when we talk about exercise. It's about exercise. About I'm going to get pitchy on this real quick.
Please get pitchy.
You just put me on a soapbox, and so it comes down. Being fit comes down to 5 different elements: exercise, nutrition, sleep, stress, and hydration.
Okay,
And so
I'm with you.
Some people could add some more. I don't really care.
I can add some more.
Because I only have this many fingers.
Oh,
so I only have
okay.
5 fingers. So
all right, we'll go with that.
So that's how I see that. So that's where I think the holistic approach comes from is having something in the space for wealth fitness, for health fitness, for spiritual fitness, for physical fitness, all the different ways. When we think about fitness,
they
fitness
all do this.
Yeah, fitness is this huge umbrella where you think about fitness and you're just thinking about muscles, and what it has to do with so many other aspects of it. And I think
so much
that's the long way of what I would call holistic.
Okay. Do I need one of those canes that they used to have in the
to yank them off stage.
yank people off stage.
For sure, yeah.
Should I look in Amazon and see if they still sell those, and then I can just
maybe some kind of a red light or something, so that I know that I've talked too much.
No.
Yeah.
Since he brought it up, Brett actually shared with me once that, which is partly why I asked him to be my co-host. He said, I have to talk. I have to keep talking. In fact, if I don't keep talking, I turn blue. And I said, Brett, I don't want you to lose oxygen. That's important. I don't want you to turn blue.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, buddy, you want to be my co-host? And here we are.
It's very simple. Like a fish, I have to talk to breathe.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. You want to jump into some fit or flop?
You know what? I think so. I'm gonna let me take my notes before we get to.
I can hum a little Jeopardy tune.
Yeah, for sure.
I can
So basically, today, it's the pilot episode. So the pilot episode is always one of two things. Either it's going to be super fun and it's going to be absolutely amazing, or it's going to be a train wreck. Either way, you can't judge us on the first one.
I mean, they can, but we're going to graciously ask them not to judge us on the first one.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're going to try to take that 5-person listenership and just really hold on to that 5-person listenership.
Exactly. Your mom, my mom, my dad, my brother, my daughter.
Yeah, there you go.
Who do you got? Who's in your orbit?
We're there.
We're right there?
Yeah, we won.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so it could be 7 or 8, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. We'll
so
that.
I thought what we do, instead of doing that, we turn the spotlight on each other. So I got this guest segment that I came up with. It's called Fit or Flop. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to go just back and forth. We're going to ask a series of questions to each other. If it's fit, meaning is that good for you? Right. Is it flop? Should we round file it? And so I'm going to throw a few things out that you're known for. You just tell me if they're fit or flop. No pressure. Just your perception.
That I'm known for.
Yeah. Well, just your professional reputation on the line. So it's not really that big of a deal. So,
all right. And then I'm going to ask you some things more health related that are in the news or trending. Things
we were supposed to be nice to each other.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, I mean that was my initial thought. But hey. It's our podcast, so we can do what we want.
So I tell you what, why don't I go, you go, go, you go, and
let's do it.
We'll see how that goes. So the first one, fit or flop. You're always talking about work-life balance. You're always talking about that stuff. But you texted me this morning that you lit your hair on fire and try to outrun the flames. So talking about balance while doing 6 things at once. Yeah. Talking about balance. Is that fit or flop? Talking about balance while you're doing 6 things at once.
All right, I'm going with fit.
Okay.
And here's why. Yes, I'm busy. Yes, I have 3 businesses. Yes, there's a lot going on in my world. And I used to just every day run around. Some of you may have seen me around Kitsap, running around like my hair, which is normally out to here, is on fire. But because of being a mental health professional, a health coach, I have learned how to pause. I've learned how to breathe deeply. I've learned how to rest. And I take micro breaks where there's just pauses in my day. So it's not a steady stream of needing the hose for putting out the fire.
So basically just advanced multitasking disguises
I
enlightenment.
mean, is this legal? I need to find out the parameters here. Excuse me. I think it's about finding balance, right?
Yeah.
I'm on a mission, so of course I'm busy. I am living out my mission through 3 businesses, right? So it's busy. There's a lot to do. So sometimes I'm texting people at 9:30 or early in the morning, but it's about taking those micro breaks. Mm-hmm. And then I plan, fun things and getaways and hikes and trips and all the goodies.
Perfect. A fit it is.
It's a fit. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Fiber maxing, fit or flop? Do you know what it is?
What the hell is that?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Is he even going to know what that is?
Yeah.
Should we just move on?
Yeah. I'm going to, I'm going to call it.
Excuse me?
You eat too much fiber, it's going to be a flop, that's for sure.
Right. So, so the quick spill on this, I've been reading about fiber maxing. So the good part of it is people are becoming more aware. Oh, I need more fiber. I need to poop better. I need to poop more often. Going 5 days without pooping. Did I mention we might talk about pooping? That's part of the holistic umbrella.
Did, yeah. So we're going to drink every time she says pooping or
holistic.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay. So, getting more fiber is good. How you do it and not overdoing it, right? So I feel like this could be in fit or flop. But I didn't mean to answer that for you. No. I'm going to give you another one. Ready?
No, I'll actually take that. And it's because I like those questions where we're talking about fiber maxing or we're talking about some of these little things that are going on. I just had a conversation with somebody the other day about eating your carbohydrates third, eating your proteins, then your vegetables, then your carbohydrates, and how that's going to be better for you. And here's overall what I think is that for the most part, I think people do what's right for you. You have to get in your fiber. You have to do that stuff.
Yes.
But too many times we're focusing on a blade of grass or some kind of biohack.
Yes.
Right? When we're looking at this blade of grass. The lawn's on fire.
Right.
But we're focused on this green blade of grass by saying, I'm going to eat my carbohydrates third, as if somehow obesity is linked because somebody's eating their steamed rice last. And so, so fiber maxing, I think it's important that people get fiber.
Yes.
The vast majority of the people aren't getting fiber. I think women are somewhere around the neighborhood of 24 grams. Men are somewhere around 32 grams of fiber.
Yep, I think you're right
so
in there.
So important to get that in there.
Yes.
But being focused on one thing, we got to zoom out.
Okay. I like it. Ready for the next one?
Yep.
Face yoga.
You know what? I actually heard.
Have you heard of this?
I've heard of face yoga.
Have you heard of this?
I've heard of some really strange stuff.
It's like
I've heard of face massage. There was actually a company. I'm gonna say flop. I'm gonna say flop because too often what we're doing in society is we're doing cosplay cardio. Everyone's coming up with all these different ways to avoid actual strength and resistance training, which is what you need. So you have
give me the shortcuts.
Yeah. So I would put face yoga up there with zero gravity yoga. What the hell is that?
Hey, if someone out there knows something about face yoga and you've done it and you see results, you let us know because
do it, right?
Yeah.
Like I say, if that's what's going to keep you fit, in those 5 elements, then go ahead and do it. But let's just stop with the cosplay cardio and just do some strength and resistance training.
All right.
I got yours.
What do you got?
I got yours.
What do you got?
So, turning every coffee chat into a networking opportunity. Fit or flop?
You did use the word every. What's in the middle between fit or flop? Like I need the C minus.
There's no riding the fence.
There's gotta.
No.
I mean, because it can't be
here.
every. No, not every. I mean, I need a social life. I have friends. I like going out for coffee or a smoothie. I will say many, one-on-one coffees end up being some kind. You know what, Brett? I wouldn't even call it networking. When I go out one-on-one with someone for coffee, to me it's like opportunity. I can get to know this person. I can hear their story. I'm always listening for are they a business owner? Might they need our help, our support and the additional exposure that Live Well Kitsap brings for businesses. But for me, it's really this opportunity to get to know people and connect, because we live in this world where there's literally a loneliness epidemic.
Yeah, I put you down for that. That's your superpower. I show up for caffeine, you show up with business cards.
True.
But that's why you're the connector and I'm the chaos. So
that's
we're winning.
That's fair. Okay, doing Kegels daily. I thought this would be a great question for you since, you're a guy. Doing Kegels daily.
I think if it's part of your everyday routine, I'll call that fit, because I think if you have a routine and you're sticking to that routine every single day, it doesn't matter if you're doing Kegels, if you're doing sit-ups, if you're doing balancing, stretching exercises, any of those kinds of things. I'm going to be a fan of somebody staying consistent with their exercise program. Okay. And so whatever that might be, but I will say that as people age, as women age, doing some of those pelvic floor exercises are going to be
I was
really,
just going
really
to
good
say,
for
do you
them.
want to tell the guys who may not know what Kegels are?
No.
Okay. We're moving on. Actually, hit me up.
Is it my turn already, huh?
Yeah, because it was like
Okay.
I hit you up with Kegels, and you're like,
How about
you're like, I'm done.
I got one more.
Next.
Hey, you can blush on radio.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good.
Okay, how about this
I
one?
do see a little glow coming from this side.
Yeah,
do you
for
see
sure.
that?
I didn't see that.
Can you
I honestly
see that?
didn't see that coming up.
Can you,
I
see that little glow?
I saw your.
We're going to get more of that.
Yeah, you're already talking about Kegels and poop.
And poop, right? And it's only our first launch episode.
This thing's going to hell in a handbasket. Okay, so.
I love it. I love it.
How about taking yourself too seriously on a podcast? You know, and I'm gonna. The backstory on this is that you.
We don't need a backstory. We don't need a backstory.
You are like. You have to have every
things dialed in.
Every T's crossed, every I's dotted. So
I like to know, you know.
So like, taking yourself too serious on a podcast, is that a fit or a flop?
What do you think?
I think
I'm going flop.
I think it's a flop.
I'm going flop.
You're coming around.
I'm going flop.
As soon as we hit record, you actually started being human again. So that's kind of nice. Yeah,
thank you. I appreciate that. Being human, you know, that's important. Dry scooping pre-workout powders. Have you heard of that one?
That's bro science. That's total bro science. And so it's super unfortunate. There's a lot of influencers that want to show how tough they are by doing that.
How crazy! Tell me how crazy it is to ingest any kind of powder,
without any water,
and expecting to live long enough to talk about it. That's just wackadoodle. That's just crazy making.
That's flop all over.
Over it.
If it's anything that's in that bro science category, total flop.
Okay, you heard it here.
Yeah.
You got any more for me? Because I got one more for you.
No, I was maxed out on that one.
All right, you're maxed out.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
Riding bicycles naked through Portland. Fit or flop?
Man,
I feel
is
like,
that on a personal level? Because I don't think that they're going to make a comfortable enough bicycle seat for me. That's kind of the part that I think that they're and then I just go into the idea of potentially chafing and overall not a good idea.
It just sounds uncomfortable, and I'm someone that doesn't like to be like cold, you know. And unless it's like an 80 degree day, I don't.
Is there another way like you could?
I don't know.
You could be an
I don't
exhibitionist?
understand. I don't know.
Yeah.
My daughter lives in Portland, and I just saw something on the news on it. And
About naked bike riding? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, in this context, I feel like it could be fit or like.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about anything getting caught in the chain, though, so that's kind of nice. I mean, I guess guys might have to worry about something, but I guess, yeah.
I feel like we should probably stop there and move on to the next segment.
Yeah, that visual seems to be stuck in my head.
And probably in theirs as well. We should probably move on.
That was a derail.
That was a derail. Thank you for doing Fit or Flop with me.
Yeah.
So we're only going to do that segment when it's just Brett and I, and so that you viewers and listeners know what to expect, because some people like me, they kind of know.
Yeah.
They want to know what to expect.
Well, and we want the actual guests to actually think we're professional. So
yes, we do, at least on some level. So more guests will join us. But Fit or Flop will be something just Brett and I will do about every 4 episodes. Yeah, it'll be just us. Okay. What's next, Brett?
Well, this is where we would typically have the guest segment, but since it's just the two of us, you're stuck with us, and so
yes.
So what do you think about if we just started telling us a little bit about why we believe we're not qualified to have a podcast? Why we believe that we're qualified to have a podcast?
Thank you. I think that's an important disclaimer that no podcast training has occurred. No one gave us like any kind of blessing. No. But
we have a camera and a microphone. That's all you need for podcasting.
And that's all you need for podcasting in 2025. So we're like, let's go. The truth of the matter is, one really big push of why I wanted to do this is because we have at Live Well Kitsap, we have all these health and well-being providers, right? We've got people and places and professionals, and we like to give them exposure. And so that's going to be the bulk of our guests on this podcast, on the Live Well Kitsap Thrive podcast. But today, it's just you and I.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, Brett, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, my name's Brett. I am the founder and lead trainer at BC Fitness.
Can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay.
Because you already did, so you may as well go.
Thank you. I'm interrupting. Here's why. This is how I found out about Brett. Are you ready? Here's a little plug for Kitsap Business Magazine. And here's how I found out. Like, I knew Brett, and but let me just share with you before he begins. From fitness struggle to success story, how this entrepreneur created a safe haven for the gym shy. This is how I found out Brett's origin story.
Yeah.
And I encourage you to read it. It's actually the March episode.
The inaugural
episode. My brain's on podcast. It's the inaugural edition.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay,
Absolutely.
Continue.
No, so I started back in 2020. Part of a larger story that we won't go into another in this particular podcast, but ultimately coming with the ethos that people, that a large segment of the people don't go to the gym because they feel like the gym is they're underserved in the gym.
Yes.
And so that's one of the biggest challenges. And when I was working to become a personal trainer, I really wanted to understand why people would go to the gym for 3 weeks and then you'd never see them again. As if somebody says, you know what I want to do? I want to start going to the gym. I want to feel terrible for the first 3 weeks,
right,
and then completely give up.
Right.
And then feel badly about myself afterwards. And I thought, it's not
way too much of that.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
It's not on them. It's on the
Right.
it's on the gyms themselves, the not lending themselves to that. So what I wanted to do, I saw a space, and that space was to create a private fitness facility for people who wanted to focus on what's most important, and that most important is themselves. And so
You bet.
So we started that in 2020. Now we're operating in 2025. We have myself, and I have 3 absolutely amazing trainers.
They're amazing.
Yeah, we have a zillion clients, and we're really, really happy about the continued growth that we have by bringing this type of environment to people in Kitsap County.
Okay. Tell us more about your origin story. What were you doing before you owned this beautiful place?
Well, I was actually I worked in retail. I worked in retail marketing, retail management. I did that for 24 years.
Okay. Wow.
It was, I got to basically the entrepreneur spirit has always kind of been within me.
Yeah.
And I got to kind of what I consider to be my half-life, which was 45 years old. And I thought, it's time to do something different. If I don't do this, I'm not going to do it ever. So I took a lot of that marketing experience that I had. I took a lot of the sales experience and customer service experience, and really worked that into fitness, health and wellness. And so,
So I'm going to interrupt again.
Yeah.
Tell us about your own health journey.
Okay. Yeah. No,
Because I feel like people need to understand
Yeah.
where, excuse me, they need to understand where you've been and how you got to where you're at today.
I'm not there yet. I'm working on it though.
I'm
getting close.
You're getting close.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're looking good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So I started my fitness journey at 30 years old. Basically, what happened is I was obese. I didn't know how to get unobese. I was a young dad. I was struggling, with eating and things like that. And so I did what everyone else does. 20 years ago, we didn't have useless information at our fingertips. We had to seek useless people. And I found no shortage of useless people that could potentially help me. And so ultimately, failed gym to temp after failed gym to temp, I thought, you know what, I want to be a personal trainer, not because I ever thought that I would do that, but I thought if I had their knowledge, I wouldn't have to deal with them. And so ultimately what happens is that I fell in love with fitness. I fell in love with behavioral change, with eating disorders. I wanted to know what plagued me. I have binge eating disorder. I don't mind me admitting that.
You're curious about you.
Yeah.
That's great.
So through that, I got fit. By no means a linear journey. That's one of the things is that it's ups and downs. It's the EKG.
Yep.
I'm either on the downside of an up or an upside of the down right now. I'm not really sure, but it's always
it's a journey.
You never arrive at fitness. You're always seeking fitness. And so we just continue that continual seek. But anyway, nonetheless, what happens is that allowed me to get buy-in to my clients because I understand my passions are people that are 50 and older because when we grew up, all we ever knew is that if we wanted to lose weight, we just cardioed a lot and we dieted. And because we're 80s kids, we came out of the 80s.
Right.
And so And then also in obesity, because I understand the challenges that come with being obese and really trying to understand how to be better, how to do better.
Absolutely.
And so, so that's my inspirations.
I love your story because I think so many people can relate to that.
Yeah.
So many people can relate to like, oh, the calendar is January 1st. I better, get my butt back in the gym. And then like you said earlier, it's like they go and then they don't know what they're doing. So they often hurt themselves because they don't have a Brett or a Matthew or a Taylor or a great trainer. And then they just, peter out and feel horrible about themselves and feel like they don't have any other options.
Yeah.
So we're here to give you lots of holistic options.
Absolutely. Take a drink, everybody.
Take a drink. Okay. Tell us more about not only BC Fitness. Who are your people? Right? Because there's the why and there's all these like other places. But tell me about the people that want to come here. Who are they?
My people are the ones that don't want to go to those large commercial gyms.
Yeah.
They feel observed. They feel judged. And so, there's this whole thing that we tease about here, or a term that we use. I wouldn't say we tease, but gym intimidation, of just, feeling that intimidation of the gym. Because when you walk in, then what do you do, right? And so this space allows us to get people in and feel comfortable in their own environment, that they're not judged, they're not watched. Our doors are locked from the outside, they're tinted, so that people don't feel like they're in a fishbowl. And so it lends itself well to the amazing people that we get to work with. We get to work with people that are post-stroke. We get to work with single leg amputees. We get to work with people with
awesome.
MS and CF and every other letters of the alphabet. And so because they're underserved in traditional gym atmospheres, and so we have the ability to do that. We're science-based, we're data-based. Our trainers are all specialized in corrective exercises. So although you do see us, and we are fit, we're very much about corrective exercises and helping people move better and feel better.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going to share a super quick story. I know we're bumping up against some time here, but I once had a client. She was determined, I'm going to get healthy. I'm going to work out. She would drive herself to the gym and could not get out of the car, right? Because Absolutely. It was like a big, huge, gym. She was super self-conscious. She didn't know what to do.
They are.
Everyone's looking at me. Or that's the perception, right? That everyone's looking at me. And I just love that you have this available because that client is the perfect fit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Amazing.
Well, thanks for asking. Let's flip this thing around. I want to, you have 3 businesses.
Yes.
They seem to work synergistically.
They do.
So tell us about that. Tell us about your businesses and how those all work synergistically.
Yeah. So thank you for asking. For about 20 years, I was a massage therapist. Now retired. Did that for a long time. I've owned a juice bar in Kitsap County, Washington in the past. Now, I think probably the best place to start would be my counseling practice. So I'm a mental health provider. I'm a certified counselor and a certified brain health coach. Love both of that. The certified brain health coach allows me to, get a little on the nerdy side and talk about brain health with my clients, talk about how their brain works, so people can understand when I have the option for the broccoli or the brownie, why do I keep choosing the brownie? When, they want to be fit or they want to lose weight. So that's a big part of what I do. I have a private practice in Kitsap. I keep that part-time so I can do other things. Another one of my companies is the Wellspring Company. That's business coaching. That's everything from leadership coaching to communication, stress management, and cultural transformation. It's a lot of words. But I love that as well. And then Live Well Kitsap. Trying to think how much to share. In 2017, we started as just a big community event. That was a lot of work. I didn't have a team. And so in 2020, we evolved during the pandemic and we went online. So essentially, Live Well Kitsap is all about building community. It's about connecting well-being business owners. We provide them with support, with connection opportunities, networking opportunities, and additional exposure. And the podcast is going to be a big part of that.
Cool. That's a lot of stuff going on. So
that is a lot.
And if anybody's listening right now and maybe feels a little unaccomplished,
yes.
Don't worry that you're basically just a one-woman chamber of commerce.
I mean, no, I'm not. So for one, you can appreciate this, right, with your ADD, and I feel like, I've been bit a little by the ADD bug, and it's like I get bored easily, and I have a lot of passion, and I'm like, man, I really hope I live till I'm like 147 so I can just accomplish all the things that I feel passionate about. But in case I don't live to 147, chop, like we only have so much time. Mm-hmm. So that's it.
I love it. I love it. Yep. Well, fantastic. I really appreciate you sharing on that as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to ask you, what is your next move?
So, what is your next move? That's actually a segment. I will.
Yeah, introduce that.
So this is the next part is we're calling "What's Your Next Move," and this is where we pick a move that means something to us, and we talk about what's coming next. But don't worry, nobody actually needs to see us do it. This is a podcast. It isn't a yoga live stream. We're not doing Pilates.
There may be some movement in the future that Brett doesn't know about.
Yeah, metaphorical movement,
but today we'll go with metaphorical.
So my next move, I'm going to go with a plank because right now life's about holding steady while everything's shaking around you.
Ooh, I like it.
So you're not moving, but you're still working, and that's the kind of what this podcast feels like. It's controlled chaos that somehow makes us stronger. We're kind of hanging out in place, and I'm shaking a little bit. I'm not really sure how this is going to turn out, but nonetheless, that's what we're doing.
We're here.
So, yep.
Yes.
So that's what our next move is.
Planks, I like that.
Yep, for me.
Holding steady. Building strength.
So that's my next move.
All right.
Planks.
I like it. I like it.
What's your share on that one? What's your next move?
I think my next move, metaphorically, would be French push-ups. Are you familiar with French push-ups? You can do them anywhere.
No,
familiar with French push-ups?
Like beignets?
It's push-ups against the wall, like you put your feet out about 2-3 feet.
We don't call them anything fancy like that. We just call them wall push-ups.
Well, I learned them as French push-ups.
They can be any country you want.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll go with France for now.
Deal.
It could change at the next episode because there's other countries besides France that I really like.
There you go.
Subject to change.
Deal.
Okay.
Are we going to put a pin in that one?
Definitely put a pin in that one.
Okay.
What I like about that is I like doing push-ups in general because just the feeling of strength, right? And then there's movement. So I like that idea in my life of like strength and movement. And it's like we're moving, right? We're growing, we're evolving. I
love it. So that's our next move.
Yes.
Hers keeps you centered, mine keeps you sore. Either way, if you're still listening, you just did the hardest part of all, sticking with us through the pilot.
And bless you, because we know that there's parts of this that are painful. We promise we're gonna hone it in at some point.
So what's our next podcast move? That's the piece. So before we wrap up, let's talk about our next podcast move, what people can look forward to in the future episodes.
Yes.
So go ahead and ramble about the next upcoming topics.
Okay, thank you for asking. I may have forgotten, how could I forget? Because, well, for one, Jonathan's waiting in the wings. But here's the thing. I just can't say this enough. I am so excited about our first 3 episodes, our first 3 guests. We've got Jonathan King with American Acupuncture. He's going to talk to us about Eastern medicine, and he's going to demystify it, right? Because there's so many things like Eastern medicine that's out there that people are like, they hear about it and then they kind of dismiss it because they don't know what it is. They think it's like this, like, oh, that's not for me. And that's the beauty of this podcast is we get to have guests on like Jonathan that can talk about what he does, talk about how he helps people, kind of take some of the, mystery out of it. And Jonathan is just one of my favorite humans. So I'm so stoked to have him on. And then we'll have Cynthia. with expansions massage. And Cynthia, this will be great for the women, especially menopausal women. And yet I think it's going to be fantastic for the guys, right? Because you guys got to, keep learning, right? Learning about yourself, learning about your mothers, your sisters, your wives, your girlfriends. And Cynthia's going to talk about stretching for vibrancy post-menopause. And I think that's huge because that age range, right? People like in their 40s, sometimes they just, they're still raising kids and they're not taking care of themselves and they're not stretching.
It's so underserved too. People don't get enough information about this. Yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree. And then our third guest, so it'll be fourth episode, third guest will be Monica Batchelor. And she's going to talk about the beauty of Beamer for life. And she'll explain what Beamer is and why she's so passionate about it.
I'm really interested in that one.
And if you have a bum shoulder, you're going to want to pick her brain and ask her questions. Actually, all three of these guests, you're going to want to pick their brain and see what they...
I'll be giving them a hard time for sure.
Absolutely.
So we've got some great stuff lined up. Real conversations, real health, real habits, everything in between. If you know us, this is not just going to be another health and wellness lecture. It's going to be equal parts mindset, muscle, mischief. We talk about getting arrested. We're going to work that in there somewhere. So whatever we dive into next, I can promise it'll be real, it'll be relatable, and it won't put you to sleep. So here's the deal. We're out of time on this one. But hey, if you liked hanging out with us today, do the usual podcast thing, right? You know what it is. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.
Yes.
Drop a comment if something hit home for you. Drop a comment even if you want to dispute some of the stuff that we talked about.
You bet.
I love it. I will debate anything with you, but we want you to do that.
Ask us questions. We want you to engage. We want to get to know you more deeply. We want you to get to know us. We want you to get to know your community. And I like to say that I think it's really important that we think globally, but act locally. So think about your part in that, right? It starts with taking care of yourself, connecting with yourself, self-nurturing. And so we just want to say that we know that life is short and we want you to live it well so you can thrive.
Was that the signature sign off?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. You nailed it though, because I was actually going to cue that. I was going to say, you've got a signature sign off, don't you?
It's already there.
Drop it again.
It's ready.
Drop it again.
You ready?
Yeah. I want to hear it.
Here, I'll show it to you.
I got to be ready for it.
No, we can say it together. Ready?
Okay,
it's right there.
Say it together.
Ready, set.
Life is short.
Live it well so you can thrive.
Boom,
Thanks
we're out of
so
here,
much.
guys.
We'll see you next time.